Is Sonic Colors a good game? No, it's not. We already know that I don't like it. I already have 2 videos shitting on its remaster. But base Sonic Colors? Yeah, no, I wouldn't call myself a fan. I think for a franchise that is for general audiences, adult and children, Colors leans too far into the childish zone with its attempts at being funny. Now, I'm not saying that's always a bad thing, but Sonic Colors tries so hard to appeal to children that most of the time, it's just kinda cringe. Since my Generations video from a few days ago isn't doing so well at the moment, yeah, I really think I hate that game, even though I mentioned towards the end that I do enjoy that game, despite the flaws that I pointed out. And yes, I know I was wrong about some things, like Sonic Forces taking 6 hours to complete. I don't know where the fuck I pulled that from, I pulled it on my ass. I apologise, I'm a human being, I fucked up, but anyway, today I thought it'd be nice to change the mood by talking about things I actually like about Sonic Colors. Something that I didn't know was possible, but no, there are actually things I happen to like about this game. To start off, I first want to talk about Kate Higgins as Tails. My god, if I had to choose between 2 of my favourite Tails voice actors, it would either be Kate Higgins or Colleen O'Shaughnessy. I know a lot of people probably associate Tails with Colleen, considering she's been the voice of Tails for at least 10 years now. But funnily enough, I was actually today years old when I realised that it's Kate who voices Tails in Sonic Generations, and that Colleen only started voicing Tails in 2014 with Sonic Boom. Kate did audition to reprise Tails in Boom, but I assume that she was busy at the time, which caused her to be replaced by Colleen. Saying that though, sometimes I just really can't tell the difference between her and Colleen O'Shaughnessy, because they do sound kind of similar, which I guess for new people getting into the series that'd be quite good, because I'd imagine they'd be pretty confused with the constant changes to the voice cast. I mean, it's weird to think that in between 1998 and 2010, Tails saw 5 different voice actors. Some people don't really see the difference between Corey Bringus and Connor Bringus, me included sometimes, but I like Kate because unlike the Bringus brothers and William Corkery from Heroes, Kate can actually show emotion, though perhaps that's a bit unfair to say considering that the Bringus brothers and William Corkery were children at the time, and Kate is definitely a huge step up from Amy Pallant. No disrespect to her though, because she did a good job with what she had, but she made Tails sound too much like a girl, which, not saying it's a bad thing, but it is something that was definitely improved on when Kate took the role, and was further improved by Colleen. To be honest, I would say that everything that Kate improved on from the original cast was further improved with Colleen. But again, I feel like it's unfair to say that because, like I said, the Bringus brothers and Corkery again were children when they voiced Tails, and I imagine that they didn't have as much experience as Colleen or Kate do. Although, to be fair, Corkery does really sound like he had a stuffy nose when recording his lines for Heroes. But to be honest, Heroes just isn't that good. Also, this game had some pretty good CGI cutscenes. Yes, this game has very little of them compared to the other games like Shadow 2005, Sonic 06, Unleashed, Black Knight, and Secret Rings, but they do exist in colours, and they are really beautiful. I love how vibrant the colours are, which does definitely make the game earn its title of Sonic Colors. The colours really pop, and look even better when viewed in 4K, especially the opening cutscene, with, quite frankly, one of my favourite tracks from Colors, Reach for the Stars. Which brings me on to the music for this game. Honestly, without mentioning the remixes from Colors Ultimate, this game does have quite a few good tracks. As mentioned, Reach for the Stars is a good one, and does serve as the game's title theme, and can be heard throughout the game, and also in the Rise of the Wisps short. I do like how this song is actually kind of empowering, and makes the player want to save the day. Another solid track is Sweet Mountain. I do like how energetic this track is, and it definitely does work for a Sonic game because Sonic is all about speed and Sweet Mountain is quite a fast-paced track. Which, I imagine Sweet Mountain is something you'd hear when you wake up in the morning and are almost late for the school bus. So you have to chase it, and then the end of the song is when you finally get on and feel that relief of, you finally made it. With that being said, I know I said I wouldn't talk about the remixes from Sonic Colors Ultimate, but I can't help but feel that Sweet Mountain was really dulled down in Ultimate. which is a shame considering how, like I said earlier, Sweet Mountain is really energetic. I mean, it's almost like Sweet Mountain is made out of candy, and candy gives you energy. Although, now I mention it, a lo-fi version of Sweet Mountain would really work in Candy Crush, just saying. But on the back of that, I do think Sweet Mountain Act 3's remix does improve on the original. But that said though, holy god, the guitar riff in both versions, it's peak, and you cannot tell me otherwise. An honourable mention would probably be Tropical Resort, which I definitely do think got improved in Ultimate. The added piano, in my opinion, does add quite a lot, and I do think the Ultimate version does feel a lot less empty around the 1 minute 12 second section. I do really like how laid back and chilled this song is. It's not really as in your face and loud as Sweet Mountain is. Not saying that that's a bad thing about Sweet Mountain, but it's nice that you have the calmness of Tropical Resort and then you get to Sweet Mountain and it's all energetic and stuff. You can describe it as the calm before the storm, I guess. The storm being Diabetes from Sweet Mountain. But anyway, Diabetes gone, carry on. Oh, and go on then. Another honourable mention has to be Aquarium Park. I mean, as much as I absolutely hated playing through Aquarium Park's underwater stages, especially with that new version of the drowning music, oh my god, it's horrifying. Make it stop! But the anxiety attack inducing drowning music aside, I didn't really care because I got to listen to this track more. It's just a vibe. Oh my god, I could listen to this track for hours and not get bored. Which, to be fair, I could say the same for Reach for the Stars, Sweet Mountain and Tropical Resort. They are all vibes in their own respect and definitely make the gameplay experience more enjoyable. These tracks are indeed
good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing!
I've said before that I'm not really a fan of the Wisp gameplay gimmick, but after more thought, I can kind of get behind them. They are a fairly unique gimmick and are fun to use at times. Drill does feel like I'm banging my head against a wall at times, but maybe that's just me not playing the game correctly, which is more likely the case. The Wisps do kind of detract from the idea of running as fast as you can to get to the goal ring, but since this game is more of a platformer than the other 3D games, I can kind of get behind that, but at the same time, it can be frustrating to have to go back and find the Wisp capsule if it's required to finish the stage, and if you miss it, in some cases, you may even have to restart the level to get back to them, which is never fun. And it definitely does kind of feel like Sonic Team were trying to reimagine the Chow. I do get Chow vibes from the Wisps, except the Chow are much better. But to be honest, I do have to admit, the designs are kind of cute, especially Yaka. That little bastard, very sus. I heard he once hopped into a vent in Tropical Resort, but that's definitely a story for another time. So, overall, how do I feel about colours? Well, I do definitely think this game suffers from cringy dialogue and over-reliance on fourth wall breaks, a lot of 2D sections, and not a very good story. I can admit that this game does have some charm. Its music is fairly good, though to be honest, that's not really surprising. Whether a Sonic game is good or not, you can always count on it to have an astounding soundtrack, though some are better than others. This game does definitely offer a good musical experience. I do even have to admit that it does have some ambitious level design. Starlight Carnival is pretty good. It does carry over some of the bells and whistles from Unleashed, but honestly, I don't really mind that. In fact, I like it. The sidestep stages in Unleashed were quite challenging because if you get distracted, it can really screw you up. But to make a long story short, people do claim that this game got Sonic Team out of the Dark Zone after the reception of From 06, Unleashed, and the Storybook games, and I can definitely see that. People do seem to hold this game in a high regard, and if you like this game, I can respect that. Me personally, I do think this game is a game that I would have enjoyed more at a younger age, because that does seem to be the demographic that this game is aimed at. Was I harsh on this game when talking about Sonic Colors Ultimate? Well, maybe. Colors Ultimate did really screw with the reputation of this game, and that is a shame. A remaster is supposed to fix everything that the original game got wrong, and wasn't capable of because of hardware limitations. It's just a shame that Blind Squirrel really didn't put any care into remastering the game, and gave Sonic Team a really bad product to release. Are Sonic Team to blame for how Ultimate turned out? Not entirely, but they did did still release the game in the glitchy, buggy state it did. And even though most of that is patched out, the game does still suffer from odd decisions, like the weird choice to mess with the light levels in Tropical Resort, or the overuse of bloom in some stages, or the fact that they didn't even bother to upgrade the cutscenes, especially when we've seen so many talented people uprise in recent years, like Dokatsu or Solgen, the person who makes the animations for Lithoros videos. There are so many talented people they could have hired to reanimate the cutscenes for a better viewing experience. Obviously, I understand that animation does take a long time, and especially since they were wanting to get this game out to profit off of the new people coming from the first Sonic movie. But what I will say is, the Sonic team will never work with Blind Squirrel again. At least I hope not. And finally, if you are looking for the best way to play Sonic Colors, I would strongly recommend Project Re-Rainbow from Blue Wolf Blitz. Re-Rainbow is definitely a big improvement of what Sonic Colors Ultimate did wrong. Although I haven't been able to play it for myself because I don't own a Steam copy of Colors Ultimate, I'm very poor. But from what I've seen, I would definitely say it's the definitive way to play Colors on newer hardware. Although you do have to pay for Colors Ultimate to play Re-Rainbow, which is a bit shit, but that's the only way you can play it, as it's not like Project 06 and not built from the ground up. But I will leave a link in the description and in the pinned comment to the Game Banana page where you can download and play Project Re-Rainbow for yourself. But tell me, what do you think? What do you think of Sonic Colors? Are you like me in the sense that there's things that you like but also dislike? Or do you absolutely hate this game's guts like some people? Feel free to let me know in the comments below. But with that being said, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more videos like Sonic trailer breakdowns, game reviews, or occasional Sonic news, then do feel free to leave a like and subscribe, because most of the time, if I find something interesting like the meaning behind a particular Sonic song, I will probably end up covering it. Also be sure to check out my Ko-fi page. For $14 you can commission me to make renders of Sonic characters like Sonic, Silver, Shadow, and more. Since I don't make any money from making YouTube videos, donating or commissioning me is probably one of the best ways to support what I'm doing, and it is always greatly appreciated when someone does so. Also be sure to join our community Discord server. We have an extremely accepting small community full of people who are amazing and will accept whatever opinion you have. There is a link in the description and in the pinned comment if you're interested in becoming a part of the discussion regarding the Blue Speed mouse. With all that being said though, keep on speeding and have an absolutely fantastic day.